We all know that most storms can be predicted several days to as much as a week out, but just how trustworthy is that forecast? Well, it all depends on which storm we are talking about. In this video, we will be breaking down the predictability of winter storms based on its predictability, accuracy of the predictions, and why the level of predictability is the way it is. Without wasting any more time, let's get started. Okay, so first up, let's discuss some complicating factors for forecasting winter storms. The vast majority of winter storms are not exclusively snow. They tend to have a rainy side and occasionally some icing. This is a common reason for forecast nightmares when meteorologists are trying to get the word out accurately and limit public backlash when forecasting goes wrong. Also, the exact location of heavy snow bands is extremely hard to predict, and any slight shift will mean a significantly more or less snow than originally forecasted. And that's just assuming the event will be all snow. If ice or rain mixes in, then that could really cut down on those snowfall totals. Now, with all the complicating factors out the way, let's dive into predictability. Okay, now on to the predictability. Most weather models pick up on snowstorms within 5 to 7 days before the event, but can occasionally go as far as 10 days or even as close as 24 hours before the main event. But oftentimes, the models will shift the track from run to run and can sometimes even completely erase the storm from the picture and bring it back on the next run. Storms with one precipitation type are easiest to predict, but add an additional one and now you got stress for days at the weather offices. Overall, the predictability of winter storms goes like this. So about 24 hours out, medium to high. Sometimes we have a decent amount of confidence, sometimes we have a very high amount of confidence out in this time frame here. Usually if it's an all snow event, we'll be leaning more towards the high, and if it's mixed in with some rain or maybe some ice, we'll have a medium confidence there. 72 hours out, generally medium here. 3 days out, we know that a winter storm is happening, but even the exact location of where the worst banding feature sets up, that's a little tricky to pinpoint. And of course, like I mentioned, the mixing of ice and sometimes rain can also complicate exactly where the heaviest snow falls. So that's also something to keep in mind. And 120 hours out, low confidence. By 120 hours out, we may know that a winter storm is happening, but the track can shift drastically. Sometimes we've seen storms go from become a East Coast, like the New York, Boston, Philadelphia area. We've seen it go from that general area, we shifted inland to the Ohio Valley, and even further west than that, then it's become a Chicago story. So you really have to watch in that time frame. That's why our confidence remains low for that one. And beyond 120 hours out, which is 5 days, very low. Yeah, we may have a general idea here. Maybe there's a storm tracking here. Is it going to be a snowstorm? We don't always know. But that's just something you have to keep tabs on, and you can never really know beyond 5 days out. I would not trust any winter storm forecast beyond that point now. And this is where people can overhype it. You can look and see, oh my God, there's going to be a big 2-foot blizzard. No, it's beyond the 5-day mark, and the forecast track will more than likely shift as new data comes in and other changes happen in the atmosphere. So you really, we keep our confidence very low at this point here. At this point, the forecasters are looking for this, and they don't necessarily make headlines yet. That's why you may look on your forecast and see it says 5 to 8 inches of snow, but no one's talking about it because we don't have the confidence to talk about this. And for my overall ranking, medium. So why is this ranked as a medium overall? Well, most winter storms aren't detected widely until 5 to 7 days before the main event. But even if you know the event is going to occur, you'll never know if it's sleet, rain, or freezing rain is going to mix in and cut down on those totals. You also won't always know just how long. Then, if you get these intense banding features or even a single band lake effect events, then location becomes key. One town may end up with 8 inches from that 2 to 3 inch per hour snowfall band, but a town 20 miles away may only get 2 inches because they did not experience the same snowfall rates. All these variations are why ranges are given and sometimes don't match what was predicted. And now let's discuss the accuracy. A good deal of winter storms have had a history of busting in certain areas or overachieving in others. This is not because forecasters don't know what they are doing. It is because one small change in tracking or intensity can cause a domino effect of impacts down the line. You also have to remember, Cold air may create snow, but if you get too much of that cold, dry air gets into that storm, then ultimately the snow will begin to lighten and even begin falling apart as it weakens. But on the contrary, additional moisture and ascent in the atmosphere can cause further development and more intense snowfall rates. And that's when you can overachieve in snowfall totals. Most predictions are generally correct, but predicting snow or ice will never be an exact science. Okay, so let's move on to the summary. Overall, winter storms can be fun to track, but also an absolute nightmare trying to communicate the forecast to the public. We will most likely never achieve 99.9% accuracy, but we will continue to improve forecasting as technology improves. And thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to see more content like this and more. This is Weather HQ, signing off.